In the cleaning industry, professionalism is often judged by what customers can see. The truck, the equipment, the uniforms, maybe the certifications that you display. But as today's episode will reveal, the most important elements of professionalism usually will happen behind the scenes. In this segment, Stephen Rodriguez, the founder and owner of Grand Junction Cleaning Services, breaks down why systems, communication, quality control, and especially service recovery play a bigger role in building trust than appearances alone. He also explains how truly professional companies respond when things don't go as planned. We might say when jobs go sideways, and how avoiding excuses and instead focusing on service recovery builds real trust. So, Stephen, share with us your initial thoughts on what this all means.
Most of professionalism isn't seen by customers. It has to do with your equipment, it has to do with your certifications, it has to do with the systems and the processes that you have behind the scenes that ensure that you're able to deliver on a promise. And by the way, when I say a promise outcome, it doesn't mean that you stated, I promise to do this. It's just by virtue of your commitment and your brand promise. That is how you assured the customer that they would get that. So the reality, I mean, uh, dress professionally and clean cut, those are all important elements, but those are a lot of the elements that you will see. The elements that you don't see, I would argue, are probably more important than what you do see. It's all important, right? But those things that are going on behind the scenes, specifically with clear communication amongst your team, making sure that we've delivered on what we said we were, and that I would say quality control as well, making sure that we're delivering on those promises.
I do want to ask about this. Obviously, when you're on a job, your crew's on the job, everything's going great all the time. No, that's not true. There are things that go wrong from time to time.
Yeah.
What separates a professional organization like yours from others when things aren't going as smoothly as you would like them to?
I would say having a clear service recovery model. I mean, you can go search reviews for your competitors, and you will be surprised to see business owners that will argue openly with customers over very small issues, right? They don't have a good process for recovery, and they also don't have a good system for, I would say, really just keeping the big picture in mind. At our company, we have a service model that's called Happy, HAPPY. So we want to make sure that all the customers are happy no matter what, whether it's commercial, whether it's carpet, whether it's residential cleaning. And so what that means for the first letter H means, does the customer feel heard? Every customer needs to feel heard. And so the temptation, I think, is to just jump straight to recovery, as in, let's give them a refund, let's give them an hour off, let's send somebody to do the reclean. But the first step is making sure that they feel heard. The second letter, which is A, is to apologize. So you always have to apologize. It doesn't mean that you are admitting that you did it wrong. It just means that you're sorry that they had this experience, and that's not what we want them to have. The third letter is P, and which is pose the question. So at our company, whenever I talk to any of my team, I just want to know, did you ask them the question? And that's, what is it going to take to make you happy? When a customer complains or when they have a bad experience, don't defend yourself. Just ask them, I'm sorry, what's it going to take to make you happy? And then the fourth letter, which is P, is perform. So in other words, perform the reclean. Whatever it's going to take to make them happy, let's do it. And so some of your listeners might be thinking, like, that sounds pretty radical. Well, the whole concept of returns was at one point a very radical idea. There was a time in history when it was buyer beware. You go, you buy the product. If it doesn't work out, that's tough. And then, and I write about this more in my book, companies decided to offer a refund policy. And at the time, they said, that's radical. You're going to go broke. And now, fast forward to hundreds of years later, or 100 years roughly later, there is no company out there without some type of service guarantee. So just think, I want your listeners to really be thinking in terms of how can I have radical, radical professionalism and radical customer service. And then the last letter, which is Y, is yield compensation. So if you've done everything that you possibly can to make this customer happy, you've performed the re-clean, you've apologized, and they're not happy, then at that point you need to consider either a full refund, a partial refund, some type of recovery. And it's just a matter of saying, you know what? We didn't get it right. Somehow we let this slip through the cracks. We're going to eat the difference. We're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So I think you hit the nail right on the head. We don't always get it right. Just because we have a 5-star rating doesn't mean that we are perfect 100% of the time. But I think what's more important, and this is a big element for customers, it really builds even trust, I think, more than getting it right every time, is how do you recover when you don't get it right?